Hello, hello. For those of you that don't know, I've been a automotive journalist for over 25 years. Yes, that long. And in this time, I have not made a fortune in this industry. So people ask me, Nauman, why do you do it? Why are you still an automotive journalist? Well, the answer is because from time to time you get to play with something like this. Yes, folks, that is the new Mercedes-AMG GT63 Coupe. Yeah, and it's quite special. Let's get into it in more detail. Let's begin with the styling. This is a gorgeous vehicle. Just clean lines with just the right amount of muscle, like in these rear haunches, giving it a wide stance. This is an attractive vehicle. However, I don't think it's in your face. Driving around, some people notice it, some people don't notice it. And that's a good thing, because you don't always want attention. You just want to drive your nice car without causing too much attention. This kind of lets you do that, because a lot of people just look at it as just another Mercedes. The front end with its big grille, it's similar to some other models, such as the new CLE. So those who don't know don't pay much attention to it. Those who do know do go crazy when they see this car. I quite like the way it looks. For the most part, I also like its interior, especially when trimmed in red and black. It looks stunning. However, I would say this is not perfect, and allow me to go in a little bit more detail about that. So what do I not like about this car? Well, for starters, I do feel a little cramped, and every time I try to put the seat back, first of all, the seat controls, which are right here, they're not exactly the nicest to use. And when I put the seat back, it's making me sit more upright. I thought there was more room in the back, so I want to sit back and with the sort of back adjusted, tilted, but it's pushing the seat forward. So the driving position is a compromise. Another issue, mind you, a fairly small one, but look up at the roof. It's got a panoramic roof, and the shade is manual. Like in the CLE, it was power, and that car was a third of the price of this one, and here it's manual. This is no lightweight supercar where they felt that, okay, we should save weight by not putting motors for the sunroof shade. So they cheaped out on that one. One of the things that annoys me the most in new Mercedes is that from the A class all the way up to an S class Maybach, this is the gear selector, which is cheap plastic. Yes, they've dressed the higher end models with a little bit of silver, but no, that's not enough. This shifter looks terrible. It has no place in a $260,000 car. Yes, that's the price of this tester. Yeah, Mercedes, you had nicer shifters in the previous AMG GT coupes and convertibles. Why did you go this way? I don't get it. I don't get it. Last bit of gripe is with this center screen. Again, it's shared with so many models. The CLE has it, this has it, the SL has it. I'm sure there's some other Mercedes products that have the same screen, and I don't like the look of it. It just looks like an iPad plopped in the middle of the dashboard. It should have been sunken into it, made integral. This is not integral. I do not like it. Functionality wise, it's fine, it's quick enough, but no, this is not something that I like. What I do like is the instrumentation, which is very configurable. So depending on your mood, what sort of dials you want to look at, you can do that at pretty much the press of a button. Shows up the menu, you swipe to what you want it to look like, and there you go. Nice and clever. And I like the fact that the dials are housed in a cowling, not left open like in the Ford Mustang. That doesn't look good. This looks fairly decent. So what's under the hood, you ask? That is a 4-liter twin turbo V8 with some mild hybrid assist. You get 577 horsepower and 590 pounds-feet of torque. Power is fed to all wheels via a 9-speed automatic transmission. In the tradition of AMGs, each engine is built by just one person. In this case, Lucas Garces. Hopefully I didn't butcher his name too badly. One very good thing to note is that despite being a two-door supercar, look at the trunk size. Like, this is a proper GT. I don't know of too many family sedans that have more space than this. This is extremely practical. So if you want a fast vehicle to get away with, go out of town, out of province even, or maybe out of the country, this would be a very good companion. I bet you're wondering, does it sound good? I think the answer is yes. It does sound good. So I bet you're wondering, what's it like to drive? Well, let's hit the road and find out. First thing you need to know is that it has a lot of drive modes, from snow and ice to comfort, which we're in now. There is sport, sport plus, track, and individual. In individual, you can set the car up the way you want to. We'll start off in comfort. An engine start stop, which does get annoying after a while. So I'll shut that off. Even in comfort mode, the car is more than potent enough. It's quick, it's responsive. The only big change is the ride is a little bit nicer, damped. It's still stiff, but it's not uncomfortable. Okay, maybe in downtown it feels a bit uncomfortable, but on most roads it's perfectly fine. Now let's go from comfort to sport. You can feel a slight difference in the throttle. It becomes livelier, more willing to shift gears. This car is capable of keeping a very high pace. The local police department might not appreciate you keeping a high pace, and on public roads, best to keep it safe. But this is a very capable car. Oh, what a joy it must be to drive this on the German Autobahn, where there are no speed limits. Where will it max out? Well, at over 300 kilometers an hour, so extremely fast. No one needs to go that fast on public roads. But it's nice to have a car that is capable of such speeds. And if you have access to a racetrack, this thing would absolutely shine. It even has a track mode. Okay, now we're going to go from sport to sport plus. Exhaust valves open up. Boy, does this thing go. Oh, wow. You know what this car is? It's a joy. It's a joy to drive. Want to have even more fun? Well, thank very comfortable but not very fast. It's a 98 Lincoln Mark 8. I call it a cruise ship. This is a cruise missile. Unbelievable how quick and responsive this car is. Thanks to the fat tires, it is a little noisy. You will notice it on the highway that there is a bit of rolling noise, mainly from the tires. It's okay. It's a compromise that I'm willing to live with. If I could live with this car. Fuel economy, if you're wondering. First of all, no surprises, it only drinks the best stuff, 91 octane or greater. As for economy, well, yeah, you're not gonna buy a car like this for economy. I was looking through its information center, and over the last 1800 kilometers, this car has averaged 20 liters per 100k. That just means it's been driven pretty hard in those kilometers. I will tell you, on the highway cruise, it will do about 11 and a half. So yeah, it drinks a bit, but that's expected. Price. Well, in Canada, this new AMG GT63 Coupe has a base price of $195,000. This one, as equipped and with luxury tax, is $256,000. Definitely not cheap, but it is quite the car. Final verdict on this vehicle. Is it perfect? No. I wish the interior was more its own thing rather than a collection of other bits and pieces from other Mercedes and AMG models. You know, you step inside a C8 Corvette and you don't really see anything taken from another GM or Chevy product. This should have been the same. It should have had its own interior identity. I'm afraid it doesn't. That aside, it's a fairly comfortable, relaxed cruiser which can just vaporize any stretch at the twitch of your toe. This is quite a car. So if you've got the means to buy one, buy one. I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. Please like and subscribe.